here with more is the man who was kicked off the committee, Indiana Congressman Jim Banks. I'd like your take on it. I really do believe, I actually early on called for a commission. I want a commission and a committee for the riots of the summer of 2020. But once they kicked you and Jim Jordan off and replaced you with two Trump-hating Republicans, I knew that the fix was in and it was a predetermined outcome. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're exactly right, Sean. Today we had over an hour of debate on the floor, and there was absolutely not a word spoken by Liz Cheney or the Democrats about anything related to protecting the Capitol, the breakdown of security at the Capitol on January 6th, or what we're going to do to make sure that another January 6th doesn't happen at the United States Capitol. They don't care about that. The only thing they care about is tearing down their political opponents, and in this case, putting their political opponents in jail. They know that Mark Meadows is a good man because they served with him for 7 years. He actually wrote over 40 bills with Liz Cheney herself and introduced those bills into Congress. He worked across the aisle. He traveled with Democrats. He worked with Democrats. They know he did nothing wrong, but because he is associated with Donald Trump, they want to put him behind bars. Imagine, Sean, if they can do that to Mark Meadows, imagine what they can do to any of you just because you disagree with the Democrats or you supported Donald Trump or you're a Republican that supports the Trump agenda. It's absolutely shameful.
I want to go to who is in charge. We now know that Donald Trump, we know Mark Meadows, we know the Capitol Police Chief all requested the guard be brought in. And in light of what happened in the summer before, it makes sense, right? Just in case something went wrong, crowds were going to be there. There could be potential trouble whenever you have crowds that big. Why was that request denied? And am I right in my understanding that Nancy Pelosi is in charge of the Capitol Police?
This is exactly why Nancy Pelosi kicked Jim Jordan and I off the committee, because from the outset, the moment that Kevin McCarthy, the Republican leader, appointed me to lead the Republican side, Jim Jordan to serve on the committee, we started asking this question. The trail leads back to Nancy Pelosi's office. She's in a position of authority over the United States Capitol. We had the leadership of the United States Capitol Police Union tell us that they weren't prepared for what happened on January 6th. They weren't equipped for it. They weren't trained for it, even though there was intelligence weeks before January 6th that something like this could happen. We were asking those questions, Sean, and that's why Pelosi immediately fired us from the committee, because she doesn't want to go there.
Let me ask you this. Last question. Exit question. Can you, Jim Jordan, and Kevin McCarthy do a real commission and answer those questions so this never happens again? And can we have a commission on the 574 riots in the summer of 2020? I think that would be fair.
Yes, and Sean, we're continuing to interview and conduct our own investigation on our side to secure the Capitol, prevent something like this from happening again, and also telling the American people the truth about what this fake politicized commission that Pelosi and Liz Cheney and others are leading. Liz Cheney is now the new Adam Schiff. She's got her hands on emails and texts. She's leaking them. She's using them for political purposes and abusing her power. We're actually digging into the facts about what happened on January 6th so that we can secure the Capitol, change the bureaucratic mess that allowed that travesty to happen, and make sure that something like that never happens again.
Congressman Jim Banks, thank you. I look forward to your report instead of this predetermined outcome report.